Hi there, this is Pat with River's Edge Chef again. Hey, I have a recipe today that we're going to be doing that is a black bread made with molasses, and the original recipe came from the Otis Cafe in Otis, Oregon, up on the coast, north of Lincoln City. Anyway, this recipe has been floating around here for about 30 years, and it's a really good one. It's a big recipe, so if you do want to make less, then you just divide it by however many loaves you want. This original recipe calls for 5 loaves, and it's a pretty good sized batch, but it freezes really well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make all 5. I'm going to slice them up, put parchment paper in between slices, and then freeze each loaf individually, so that we can just bring it out and make toast, because it makes the best toast in the world with lots of butter. Anyway, okay, so let's get started. So we have 1 quart of buttermilk here, and this is Darigold Bulgarian style buttermilk, but I think it can be any style of buttermilk you want, whatever comes to hand at the grocery store. If you happen to make buttermilk yourself, go ahead and use your own. So we have 1 quart of buttermilk, 2 cups of milk. This happens to be our goat milk, but you can use store-bought cow milk if you like, or whatever kind of milk you have on hand. It has to be milk though, not vegetable milk. Okay, or nut milk. Anyway, and then we have 3 eggs, 2 cups of molasses. The recipe calls for 1 cup of dark molasses and 1 cup of light, but I have light molasses, so that's what I'm putting in here, is just light molasses. This is really a wonderful, tasty loaf. And it's kind of an unusual one too, because it also uses sourdough, and quite a bit of sourdough as a matter of fact, and baking soda. So now, got the molasses in there, and now we're going to add 1.5 cups of sourdough. And this sourdough is ripping and roaring. It's really been working up good. It's really nice and active. And now I'm going to mix this up really well. And to this mixture here, I'm going to be pouring this into 5 cups of white flour, unbleached flour. You can use bread flour or all-purpose. I'm using bread flour, which is a higher gluten flour. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so I have a teaspoon of salt. No, it's 2 teaspoons of salt, and this is kosher salt. I have Morton's kosher salt, because that's what we use in the cheese room. If you use other kinds of salt, you might want to do just slightly less. Okay, and then I have 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Seems like a lot of baking soda, but it is a big recipe. Okay, now we're going to whisk that up. This is one of those recipes that goes pretty quickly once you have all your ingredients put together and at hand. Okay, to that I'm going to add, so this is 5 cups of unbleached flour, either bread flour or all-purpose. And to that I'm going to be adding the liquid ingredients. And this is a wet batter. It's not like regular bread dough at all. I don't know, I think it's kind of like a hybrid between a quick bread and a yeasted type bread, because of the sourdough in it. but you also have the baking soda for leavening as well. I'm going to mix this up really well. And once we get this mixed up, we're going to add 5 cups of whole wheat flour. And the bread flour that we use in the all-purpose as well is from Shepherd's Grain, which is up in the Columbia River Basin. It's a nice local grain flour that we like to use, and it's available to us locally as well. And now I'm going to add the 5 cups of whole wheat flour. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. This is too big a batch of bread to use for my KitchenAid. It doesn't hold this much. Otherwise, I'd be definitely using it. Okay, that looks good. So anyway, I'm going to spray 5 loaf tins with baking spray. And then we let that rise. We let them actually rise for half an hour, which seems kind of counterintuitive since it's a baking soda base, but that's what we're doing. Dipper out ladlefuls. I think this would probably be good with raisins or chopped up apricots in it too. You could probably even add nuts, and it would be quite tasty. I've never done that, but I think that it would be quite tasty that way. Okay, I'm going to spread this out in the pans a little bit. It's a fairly heavy batter. My loaf pans all are not the same size. I have 3 here of the same size and then 2 others that are longer. But it'll be just fine because I'm not worried about how big the loaves are. Now I'm going to let this sit for 30 minutes to rise, which I think has always been an interesting thing to me, that you'd let them rise for 30 minutes. I guess it probably makes it so that the sourdough gets a chance to get activated in the bread. But we'll see. We'll come back. You can see this is what it looks like. Okay, so the loaves are done baking, and I've got them out here now, and I am brushing them with melted butter. And even if you want to take a hunk of this bread off while it's still hot, do not do it. You have to wait until it is completely cooled down. Otherwise, you'll make a complete mess of the loaf. It does not slice well when it's hot at all. So wait till it's cool, be patient, and then enjoy it. And I think the best way to eat it is toasted. It is so good toasted, it's just kind of crazy. But these are really, really nice loaves. They are very tasty. They make the best toast ever. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Have a nice night.